This is our news, the weekend edition, and on the broadcast tonight, where are the jobs? The opposition leader calls the Minnis administration's jobs plan a failure. Plus, up in flames, fire hits the old Thomas A. Robinson Stadium.
Our news is brought to you by Alive, the nation's newest and best LTE network.
Good to be alive.
Good evening, I'm Andrew Knowles. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight. Officers of the fire services battled a blaze this afternoon at the old Thomas A. Robinson Track and Field Stadium. The fire started in the announcer's booth. Officer in charge of the Fire Services Division, Chief Superintendent Walter Evans, says officers were alerted to the fire shortly before noon.
When we got here, which was 8 minutes after receiving this information, we met heavy flames coming from the announcer's booth. The fire extensively damaged the area concerned, and a number of chairs in that vicinity had also were destroyed. We had also increased the level of response from 2 units in a building fire to 3 units because we recognized that the call was at the sports center, and we recognize also that the amount of wind that we are contending with today, it requires an increased level of response.
Evans credits the quick response of officers to the scene in preventing the further spread of the fire. He says an investigation is now ongoing.
At this stage, the fire has been extinguished and officers are presently on scene right now. We have the investigators who are on scene. And an investigation has commenced. The cause of the fire has not been determined, and as soon as we are able to conclude with our investigations, then we will be happy to provide that information to you.
In other news this evening, Progressive Liberal Party leader Philip Davis is slamming the Minnis administration for what he calls its failure to produce jobs since coming to office more than 6 months ago. In fact, Davis says he believes the F&M has done more to hurt the economy by purging the public service over the last few months. Here's JASMIN Brown.
If you continually, as a government, fire, not hire, but just keep letting people go unceremoniously, thousands in the thousands, then how does that stimulate the economy?
The Minnis administration has been accused by opposition members of purging the public service by sending home staff at several government entities during its short term in office. In November, 30 contract workers in the Department of Inland Revenue were terminated, while the gaming board disengaged 30 people.
No, they have not. I have difficulty in coming to a conclusion that this government understands the fundamentals of our economy and what the fundamentals that shore up the economy.
Davis says the only silver lining under this current administration was the expanded opening of Bahamar. He said the opening of the Grand Hyatt last April and SLS at Bahamar in November, as well as the opening of a number of restaurants and other facilities at Bahamar, can be credited for supplementing much-needed jobs in the Bahamian economy.
And don't forget, SLS is a part of the Bahamar project that was a fake coming, as it were. It came, and it came, and thank God for that. That it was able to be open to alleviate some of the burdens of our people. But what else is there? What else have they done?
The unemployment survey conducted last October is expected to be released within weeks. The most recent survey, conducted last April, showed unemployment dropped from 11.6% to 9.9% nationally. The decline was linked to hiring in the public service, the construction and hotel industries, and Bahamas Junkanoo Carnival. Reporting for our news, I'm JASMIN Brown.
Following the announcement by the Commissioner of Police that crime is down by 14%, the chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party believes that only can be attributed to his party. GIORGIO BAIN tells us more.
According to PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell, the current administration cannot accept responsibility for the decrease in crime because it is a result of measures left in place by the PLP. Mitchell did not hold back when asked how he felt about the latest crime statistics that stated that overall crime is down 14% and that the fourth quarter of 2017 saw a decrease in homicides. According to Mitchell, the Free National Movement, the media, and the Minister of National Security have it all wrong, and the decrease is only because of programs left in place by the PLP.
These stats on crime show that what they have done has not had an appreciable effect on the murder rate. They've not done sufficient, in our view, to push the programs that we had to try and tackle the violence and the conflict resolution issues. But the general trend downwards can be attributed to the programs which the PLP put in place.
According to Mitchell, the PLP was made fun of by the then opposition when the former government announced that crime was down and that the homicide rate was trending in the right direction. Now all he can say is, "I told you so."
The point we make is this. A year and a half ago, the Minister of National Security then was the late Bernard Nottage. And he said at that time that crime was down, although homicides were up. So crime was trending in the right direction. The commissioner was then Commissioner Greenslade. The FNM and the people who adore them in the media started making fun of it and saying, oh no, the PLP didn't know what it was doing, and so on and so forth. So fast forward now to the announcement on the crime statistics. And again, what does the FNM say? The FNM is saying crime is down even though homicides are up, but it's trending in the right direction. So this time we put them to the proof and we say to them, told you so.
Mitchell says at the end of the day, it's time to stop playing politics on the matter and to take it seriously.
This is a difficult problem. This is not about PLP or FNM. We all have to work together on crime. And I wish they would start or stop this narrative that they have about the PLP did this and the PLP did that. Time for them to govern.
Reporting for our News Weekend Edition, I'm GIORGIO BAIN.
The government is on target to cut spending at ministries and departments by 10%. That's according to Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Finance, Peter TURNQUEST, who gave an update on that policy.
We believe that in fact, we're going through a process right now to determine exactly where we are, but we believe that we're still on target.
How much do you think that could save?
Well, the goal that we set for ourselves is 10% across the board. And so we will, going through the process that we're doing now for the first 6 months.
A month after taking office, the Minister administration announced that it would implement a policy that would ensure a 10% reduction in spending. In June 2017, TURNQUEST said they planned on cutting costs by identifying duplicate government programs, cutting overpriced public contracts, and eliminating wastage. He also said each ministry will be mandated to present the details of its spending reductions to the government before the next budget communication in June of 2018. During his first national address, Prime Minister Dr. Hubert Minnis announced a variety of conservative fiscal measures, highlighting the 10% cut in spending in all government ministries and no new public sector hiring. The Deputy Prime Minister says now that they are at the 6-month mark, they will do a midway assessment.
The goal that we set for ourselves is 10% across the board. And so we will, going through the process that we're doing now for the first 6 months, we'll determine where we are and make whatever adjustments that need to be made in order to ensure that we meet our target.
And we'll take a break here, but still ahead tonight, a look back at the general strike. Plus, we count down to the most memorable moments of the week in news. Those stories and more coming up when our news returns.